in the previous session we were discussing about the braking. So different types of braking that we have in our system. So what is meant by braking? That is braking mainly in consideration about our voltage source inverter. So what are the different types of voltage source inverters? Okay. I think so. Okay. So normally, what are the different types of breakers? What are the different types of voltage circuit? Voltage source inverters are there. So two types. That is, one thing is from stepped wave inverter, and then is pulse width modulated inverters. So depending upon that, we were discussing some braking operations. So normally, when the braking takes place, so whenever the phase angle, the voltage and the current, the angle between the voltage and current is called as the phase angle. So that phase angle is less than the 90 degree. So when it is less than 90 degree, then motoring operations takes place. So simultaneously, when the phi is greater than 90 degree, that is voltage lags more than the current, more than 90 degree. So at that time, it is called as a braking operations. So depending upon the when how the power flow takes place in motoring and how the power flow takes place in braking. So that is in motoring, the power flow takes place from inverter to our machine. So similarly in braking, the power flow takes from machine to inverter, reverse, machine to inverters. So this is normally called as regenerative braking, reversing of supply. So the reversing of supply is nothing but your regenerative braking. So in that, first we can go for the dynamic braking. So in the dynamic braking, what happens? So the below figure. So this is actually our pulse width modulated. So that the consideration that VSI, now in VSI 4 types VSI model. So in that we are going to consider with the fourth one. So this is the one. So this is the pulse width modulated. So these two are our stepped wave inverters. So these two are our pulse width modulators. So if you are using stepped wave inverter, so you can use these two. And if you are using pulse width modulator, you can use these two kind of inverters. So I am using D. So this I am using for pulse width modulator. So for the dynamic braking, how actually the dynamic braking process takes place in our induction motor. So that we will go now. So here the pulse width modulator. So I am going to consider the pulse width modulator. So with the dynamic braking. So here for the dynamic braking, the switch SW. So this is the switch SW. So for the dynamic braking, the switch SW and self-commutated device. The self-commutated device is I am using transistor, BJT transistor. So this is the transistor that we have used. So here we are having the switch and a self-commutated switch. So this also, so you people studied in analog electronics. The transistors can be used as a switch, right? So how that actually the transistor is used as a switch. So keeping that in your mind, so I am using this now. In study ಮಾಡಿದಿರಲ್ಲ ನೀವು. So used as an amplifier as well as used as a switch. So that is the application of our transistors, BJT transistor. So what are the different applications ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಹೋದಾಗ that we studied how transistor is used as a switch and how transistor is used as an amplifier. So here I am using that as a, for time being, the transistor is using as a switch here. Okay, so these two are connected in series, the switch SW and our self-commutated switch are nothing but a transistor, that is S. So these are connected in series. So with the braking resistance, so the braking resistance is RB. So this is R. I have written here R. So this R is called as RB. So this is called as braking resistors. So these are all connected in DC link. So what is DC link? DC link is nothing but a link through which a DC flows, right? Look at here. The AC is here, that is converted using the diode bridge, that is converted into DC. So that DC is flow through this and connected to our inverter. The input of the inverter is DC. So this inverter converts the DC into AC. Okay. So this is called as DC link. So DC link is having a switch SW and a self-commutated transistor which is used as a switch and our breaking resistors. So these are all connected in DC link in series. So this is the first one. Okay. And when the motoring operation, when it is shifted from motoring to braking, that is when the phase angle is from less than 90 degree to greater than 90 degree, or whenever the power flow is takes from inverter to machine, that is changed to machine to inverter. So three definitions ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬ್ರೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ತರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. So when the motor is shifted from motoring to braking, so at that time what happens? The switch, the SW is opened and the generated energy flows into the DC link. Okay. So braking operation ಅಲ್ಲಿ switch SW open ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Switch SW is open. So when it is open, the circuit will be open. So normally what happens? The power or the current flows only through the closed circuit. So here the circuit is broken. That is open. So open ಆದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Machine ಇಂದ inverter ಗೆ ಬರ್ತಿರೋ supply ಇಲ್ಲಿ DC link ಅಲ್ಲಿ flow ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So when the action is taken from motoring to braking ಆದಾಗ energy is flowing from machine to inverter flow ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Switch SW is open. Then it is open circuit. Then there will be no link with the grid. Then there will be no link with the AC supply. So this is the second point. So here the generated energy is flown into the DC link. So this changes so what happens here? The generated energy DC link alli flow agutte. That the energy that flow into a DC link is charges the capacitor and inductor, right? So the amount of energy that is flown into the DC link that charges the capacitor as well as inductor. So this is fourth point. So after reaching some certain values, so after reaching the prescribed set values, so what happens? At that time the switch S is closed. So energy flow reverse flow agi capacitor ಮತ್ತೆ inductor charge ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ after reaching certain set point value, the switch S will be closed. Previously it was open, now it is closed. So when S is closed, the capacitor voltage crosses its set value. So before it was in under limit. When the S is in opened mode, the voltage that is in capacitor was in under the limit. So after closing the switch S, the capacitor voltage crosses its set value. In prescribed value in set ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ಆ set value na cross ಮಾಡೋದು. So this generated. So what happens then? Then the generated power, the part of energy. So ಈಗ capacitor voltage prescribed ಇಂದ cross ಆಯ್ತು. So after crossing what happens? The generated energy and the power that is stored in the capacitor, so that is flown into the resistance. And at that time the DC link voltage is reduces. So after crossing the prescribed limits, the stored energy or power that is stored in the capacitor, so that is discharged into the resistance. And it crosses the prescribed, it reduces the set value voltage. So this is one more point. So after falling this, after the voltage falls below the prescribed value, then again the S will be opened. The S is nothing but our transistor. The S will be opened ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಓಪನ್ ಆದಾಗೆ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ SW ಓಪನ್ ಆದಾಗೆ ಪವರ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗಿ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಈ ಕಡೆ DC ಲಿಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಫ್ಲೋ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, S ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ S is closed, capacitor voltage crosses the set value. That's the one step. So next what happens? So next S will be opened. So S will be opened, that is by when the S is opened, when the DC link voltage falls less than the set value. So capacitor voltage ಏನಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, that is the DC link voltage. So that DC link voltage falls less than the set value. So previously we set some values always in order to operate the switches and the transistors, we set the values. So after falling less than the set value, the S will be opened. So this closing and opening of S, is called as dynamic braking. So here what happens, the generated energy, so the energy that is generated here, so that is dissipated in terms of heat in the resistances. So this leads to our dynamic braking. So this is about the working of dynamic braking by using pulse width modulated signals, PWM. So similarly, if you are interested to work with stepped wave inverter, so you can choose this one. So stepped wave use ಮಾಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ stepped wave use ಮಾಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಈ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಒಂದು ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. you have to add one self commutated switch. So normally self commutated switch is your resistor. So if you are interested to use a stepped wave inverter, go for these modules. If you are interested to go for pulse width modulator, go for these circuits. So for dynamic braking. Okay, the next thing is regenerative braking. So how the regenerative braking takes place in our voltage source inverter. So when the machine operation is shifted from motoring to braking, so what happens, the current that is flowing into the circuit, that is ID, so that ID reverses. So that ID reverses its operation, reverses its flow, and the flows, this reversing of ID, that is flows into the DC supply and is feeding the energy to the sources. Okay, so in the regenerative braking what happens, we are reversing the supply, and that is the first step. So normally in the braking operation what happens, the energy is flowing from machine to into the inverter. So by combining these two operations, that is flowing the power from machine into inverter and also reversing the supply, so by doing these two, what happens, the diode current, that is ID, so this is reverses the flows, and also the DC supply that is feeding into the energy is fed into the sources. So flow normally illi sink to source irutte, but here because of the reverses, source to sink, sink to source. So normally source in the sink ನಮಗೇನು ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜ್ ಇಂದ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ ಪವರ್ ಫ್ಲೋ, ಬಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ರಿವರ್ಸ್, ದ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಇಂದ ಸೋರ್ಸಿಗೆ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ DC supply feeding energy reverses into the source, so that will be, we can see in this module 6.38C this. So by using this we can use for regenerative braking. This module we can use for regenerative braking by using pulse width modulator. So this is best suited for dynamic braking, and this module is best suited for regenerative braking. Okay, so this is also possible. So this module can be also used for regenerative braking, but here the power supplied to the DC link must be transferred to the AC supply. transfer to the AC supply. Okay, so here a converter. So the converter that we are using is capable of dealing with the DC voltage. DC voltage is having only one polarity, and the correction, the DC current direction is required. So for regenerative braking, a converter should be able to capable of dealing with the DC voltage of one polarity as well as DC current direction. So these two are required. So these two are required to transfer the power supply from AC supply. So here what happens when the motoring actions takes place, when the braking actions takes place, from motoring to braking. So ID reverses, but VD reverse remains same. ID ಎಷ್ಟು change ಆಗೋದು, VD ಮಾತ್ರ same ಅದೇ ತರನೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, here we are using SLC. So what is meant by SLC? SLC is nothing but synchronous link converter. So what happens this? So this SLC takes place in sinusoidal current at unity power factor from the AC source during the motoring and braking. So what is the working of SLC? So SLC is nothing but our synchronous link converter. So this takes the sinusoidal current at the unity power factor from the AC supply at the time of braking operation, at the time of taking the action from motoring to braking. So at that time it grasps the sinusoidal current, that is SLC. Okay, so during this performance what happens? It requires less devices. The SLC requires less devices normal compared to dual converter. Dual converter, single converter. So this SLC requires less devices compared to dual converter. So the mainly the regenerative drive, the regenerative braking drive with a SLC as well as PWM. With SLC as well as PWM is shown here. So this is your regenerative braking device, so which is having SLC as well as PWM. Okay, here the inductor LS, this inductor LS and PWM1. So this LS, inductor LS and PWM1 is combinedly called as your synchronous link converter, shown like this, synchronous link converter. So this PWM1 inverter is operated to produce the voltage V1. So this operated to produce V1 of the required magnitude. So depending upon the what magnitude we need, so depending upon that magnitude, the PWM1 inverter will be supply the voltage. Okay. Okay, the same thing I have told here. Okay, look at here. I have told the same thing. So the inductor LS and the PWM inverter, so both combinedly constitutes the SLC, and the PWM inverter is operated to produce the voltage V1. So with the required magnitude and with also the phase with low harmonic content. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಲೋ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನಿಕ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತೆ ಫೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಆ ತರ ನಾವು ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡೋಕೆ PWM1 will be used. So this is about regenerative braking. So regenerative braking is nothing but the reversing of supply. Here we are reversing the ID, but the VD remains same. Okay, only we are reversing the ID, but VD remains the same, and we are using the SLC. So SLC is nothing but our synchronous link converter. So this is constituted using the inductance and PWM inverter 1. Okay, same is the PWM inverter. So this inverter and this is one more inverter. So this inverter and SLC, LS combinedly called as your VD. Sorry, not VD, that is SLC, synchronous link converter. So these two combinedly acts with to get the required phase voltages and also for low harmonic content. So here the IS, here this is the IS. So IS is the source current. Is the source current, so which is nearest to our sinusoidal, and this is in phase with the Vs. Is the supply voltage in phase with the Vs for about 180 degree. Okay, so the motoring and braking actions takes place. So here the motoring and braking actions takes place, and okay, when the drive is operating in steady state. So normally what happens when the drive is operating in steady state, the power supply by the SLC must be equal to power taken by the inverter 2. Look at here. So during the steady state operations, the power supplied by the SLC, so these combinedly form power. So that power must be equal to the power taken by the inverter 2, because these two are working independent with each other, and this must be achieved by using the closed loop control actions. Using DC link. So look at here, this is the closed loop. So we are using the summer here. So VD is there. So this VD is the voltage that is observed using at the DC link, that is at the capacitor side. So it must be independent to each other and also with the closed loop control using the DC link voltage. Okay. So when the power is supplied by the SLC, so this is the SLC. So when the power is supplied by the SLC into the DC link, so this equals to the power taken by the PWM inverter 2. So this is, as I told here, what happens. So when the power, both the power, that is SLC power as well as PWM power equals, so at that time what happens, there will be no energy, then there will be no energy supplied or taken by the capacitor C. So aವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, capacitor C, it's not able to grasp any power, and its voltage will be constant, and this should be equal with the reference voltage. The reference voltage is VD star. So when the power is transferred from SLC to PWM inverter 2, that is equal, when both are equal, at that time the capacitor is need not to grasp any energy. So at that time the voltage VD is equals to the reference voltage VD star. Okay, so VD star. And now the induction motor, when if all of a sudden what happens at that time, at some conditions, the load on the induction motor is increased, because induction motor is a kind of a load. We are regularly we use induction motor as our load. So all of a sudden, if the load on the induction motor is increased, at that time what happens, the power taken by the PWM inverter. So these two are the inverters. So when the power taken by the PWM inverter 2, so this PWM inverter 2 from the DC link, so the amount of power that is PWM inverter taken by the DC link, it should be higher than the power supplied by the SLC when the load on the induction motor increases. So before that it should be both are equal, ಇರಬೇಕು. But if the load is increased in the induction motor, at that time the power taken by the inverter 2 should be higher than the power supplied by the SLC. Power supplied by the SLC. So here the capacitor voltage or the DC link voltage VD, so it should be falls below the reference value VD star. So during normal operation, VD and VD star both are equal, but here due to the sudden increase in the load and the induction motor, the VD capacitor voltage VD will be less than the reference value VD star. So because of this closed loop voltage control, so this will be increases the value of IS. This IS closed loop control now use madode feedback path goskara. So when if it is open circuit, what happens, there will be no interlink between the supply and demand. So because of the usage of closed loop conditions, what happens, if there is increase or decrease, the control actions automatically takes place. So because of this closed loop, what happens? The IS, the voltage, the closed loop voltage control, this closed loop voltage control, this controller is there now. This controller sends the signal into our SLC. Whenever there is increase or decrease of load in the induction motor. Okay. So at that time, the voltage will be increased the value of IS, and therefore the power supplied to the DC link. So here the power that is transferring from this DC link. So here the DC link voltage will be bring back into our reference voltage. Reference voltage ge reverse ತಗೊಂತೀವಿ. ಯಾವಾಗ IS VS supplies the power into our DC link when the induction motor load is increased. Okay, this synchronous link converter. So this synchronous link converter acts like a boost converter. So you people know what is meant by buck converter and boost converter. So in the boost converter, what happens? It increases the lower level values into higher level values. So that is meant by boost converters. So this SLC is here acts like a boost converter. So this is the point you people need to remember. So because of this closed loop control of DC link, the voltage which is provided at the drives, is routed through the voltage sag against the voltage sag. Okay, so this is voltage against the sag, and because of all these things, so when the AC source, so when we are using the AC source as our supply, the AC source voltage is false automatically. This is one more condition. So the first condition is when the induction motor load is increased, and similarly when the AC voltage source is false. Similarly, when the AC voltage source is false, so at that time the closed loop voltage, the controller is there. So this closed loop voltage control maintains the DC link voltage by voltage constant by increasing the IS. So these IS, VS are the main thing here. By the help of the controller voltage, these two things are balancing the things. Okay. So here what happens? So this SLC works as a boost converter, and because of this, the closed loop control of the DC link voltage and normally SLC is here working as a boost converter, and the closed loop control of the DC link voltage provides the drive. This closed loop controller is there now, so this provides the voltage into our drive. And this AC source voltage, when the AC source voltage is false, the closed loop control. AC source voltage falls the closed loop voltage control, then it maintains the DC link voltage. It maintains the DC link voltage constant by increasing the IS. Source voltage kadime ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ source supply na ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, which that is source that is the working of our closed loop controller. That increasing and decreasing actions will be taken by closed loop control. So here at that time what happens? The motor is continuous to provide the constant voltage. So therefore what happens? Therefore by production of continuous constant voltage, what happens? The same maximum power and torque will be maintained. The main motto of the drive is to provide a constant torque and the maximum speed. So these constant torque and maximum speed that will be provided by maintaining the voltage and current balance. Okay, so that is the main working of our regenerative braking. So this is about the regenerative braking, and we can use the 4 quadrant operations. So we can use these 4. Okay, these 4 models, the induction motor drives, we can use these 4 as for 4 quadrant operations. So here we have, this is the main transistor inverter fed induction motor drive. So here we can use the TR1 and TR4 pairs. TR1, the TR1 and TR4, these two are one phase, and TR3 and TR6 are these two are another pair. T5 and TR2 are the another pair. Okay, so here just by the inverter frequency and voltage, so these two are progressively reduced by reducing the speed as well as brakes. The voltage and current will be reduced by reducing the because of the fall of speed or by braking the machine. Braking now yak use madodu because to reduce the speed. If we reduce the speed, what happens? Automatically the voltage and current will be false. So that is the thing. So the machine at zero speed. So now the phase sequence. So the phase sequence of the inverter will be reversed. Output voltage will be reversed by interchanging the firing pulses. By interchanging the firing pulses between the switches of any two pairs. So now regenerative braking or any either kind of a braking will be done by just interchanging the pulses. Just by interchanging the firing pulses. Interchanging the firing pulses between the any two phases. So the pairs are TR1, TR4, TR3, TR6, T5, TR2. So ಈ pair ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು two pair firing pulses ನ interchange ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ we get the required braking. We will get the inverter operations. Okay, so this transfers the operation of operation of quadrant 3. So you have quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4, 3 mode of operations. So the operations, that is motoring, forward motoring, forward braking, reverse motoring, reverse braking. So by interchanging these pulses, firing pulses, we can bring the motoring into braking and braking into motor. So either by forward motoring to reverse braking or by reverse motoring to forward motoring. So that we can perform. Okay, so here the inverter frequency and the voltage are increased to get the required speed as well as in the reverse direction also. So ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ನೀವು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆದ್ರೂ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆದ್ರೂ, either that is in motoring operation or that is by braking operation, the voltage and frequency must be maintained constant. So just by either interchanging the pulses or either by interchanging the phase sequences, we can bring the operations of the mode either from motoring to braking or by braking into motoring. Forward motoring, first quadrant, forward motoring, forward braking, reverse motoring, reverse braking. Reverse braking, forward braking. So like that 4 quadrant operations. So that can also be performed by using our pulses and phase sequences. Okay, and the next thing is about our, so this is the model. So you people need to remember this. So this is the voltage source inverter induction motor drive with the regenerative braking capability. Okay, this is about our VSI fed pulse width modulator. So similarly we can use stepped wave inverter also. So based upon that we are using PWM. So this ALS, the inductance and PWM inverter is used as our SLC, synchronous link converter. So we discussed about the regenerative braking. The next thing is our cyclo converter. So that we will discuss in the next session. So as I told now yesterday, voltage source. So this is a cyclo converter and voltage source inverter. So these two are our main sources to get for variable frequency as well as variable voltage supply. The sources are to get the variable frequency as well as variable source of voltage. We need VSI or cycloconverter. So till now we studied about VSI and how actually the same thing happens by using cycloconverter also. So that we will discuss in the next session. So now the time is yours. If you want to ask anything, you can ask.